Hey, basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about the height of basketball players for each position. So, this is more for the end game, which is like the NBA level, professional, that kind of a thing, but I'm also going to be putting it and giving you examples of heights at different age groups as well. So I'm going to start off with my favorite position, and that's the center position. The center position is the first position I ever played in basketball because I was extremely tall at the younger level. I was 6 feet tall in grade 6 and I was 6'2" in grade 8. So of course, when you're 6 feet tall, when you're that young, you are going to be a center. So for anyone who is 6 feet tall and under the age of like grade 9, generally around 14 years old, you're probably going to be playing center or at least some kind of forward position. To play center at the next level, which would be college, university, you're generally 6'9", 6'10" and above in most universities and colleges across North America. Now, my local college that I went to, their center at the time was 6'6", so of course there are times where you're probably could be shorter and playing in the center position. Generally, the center position is historically the position where tallest players will play. In the NBA, that is roughly between that 6'10" and taller range. Now, going down to the power forward. I like to put power forward. Back when I was in school, power forward was its own position, but now it's kind of getting mixed in with the small forward position. They call it the forwards. Now, with those positions, at the younger age group, you're going to be usually in between the shortest players and the tallest players, kind of that middle ground. You are generally going to be that player who can guard most, if not all, positions, and on offense could play most, if not all, positions as well. So that is kind of in my opinion right now, one of the best positions to play in because you're going to be learning from a young age how to play the low post. You're going to be learning how to play guard, and in my opinion, this is purely my own opinion, if you're a center, still to this day, if you're growing up to be a center, you're only learning low post moves, low post skills. When you get to the older age groups and you're not as tall as, let's say, that 6'10" guy over there, now you are going to be playing a guard position. And if you've been playing center all the way up until like grade 11, grade 10 in that range, you are generally going to be lacking the skills to play guard, and you're going to be now not making the team possibly, which then sucks. I was in the position in that grade 10, grade 11 range where I was moving from center into a forward / guard, and then later on when I went down to the States to play in the D-League, I was what they call a swing guard, somebody who could play point guard and shooting guard. I'm going to get into the height ranges there in a few minutes. Now, if you're a small forward, which is that middle height, make sure, no matter what position you're playing, really, learn every position because you never know how tall you're going to be in the future. I get comments once in a while saying, hey, I'm 6'4", I'm a grade 9. They think that I'm going to grow to like 6'7", 6'8". Do you think that's still a center? And my response is it could be, depending on the school that you're playing at, depending on the program you're going to be playing for afterwards, if you're still playing at a high level. But learn every position because we all see players like, for example, Magic Johnson, who was a center who went down to point guard in the NBA. And you're seeing positions like Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is able to play that forward position, but in generalities is usually a center. And then there's players like LeBron James, who is able to guard and play every position. So, always learn every position anyways. Moving on to the guards. Now, at the guard position, you're going to be generally seeing players who are as short as 5'6", 5'7" at the highest next level, which would be college, university, and pros, all the way up to around 6'4", but again, you could be up in that 6'9" range. The guard position is going to be the position where you're dribbling the ball up the court. You're going to be probably one of the top shooters on the team. These positions are going to be open to players who are going to be quick, agile, who can handle the ball, and who can shoot. Those are kind of the 4 things they look for in the guard position. So it doesn't necessarily mean that, hey, I'm only 5'11", I can't play basketball. No, that's wrong. You're probably going to be playing guard, so you better learn how to shoot, how to pass, how to dribble, and also become very fast. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, at the center position, if you're one of the taller players and you're really good, you have a good chance of moving on because the center position, it is for the taller players. There's a lot fewer taller players in the world, let's face it, than there are 6'2" players. And at the small forward position, generally speaking, you're going to be seeing a height range of roughly in that 6'4"-ish to around that 6'9", but again, could be taller. Generally not shorter than 6'4", 6'5". Generally from that height and taller, you'll see as a small forward or as a power forward. There are players like a few that we've seen in the NBA who are around that 6'6" range and playing power forward. So just keep that in mind. Now, going on from there, if anyone ever says that you're too short to play basketball, ignore them, because I'm going to tell you right now, at 6'2", I have been told that I am too short by people who know nothing about basketball. I've also been told when I was younger in that college age range that I was also too heavy to play at the next level. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I was 6'2", 210 pounds, which, yes, that's Kyle Lowry is 195 pounds, or at least at his heaviest he was 195. And there's that 15-pound difference, but if you find that you cannot get lower than a certain weight, which I was not able to get lower than any lower than 200. I was 199 at my lightest when I came out of college. That's just because your body is not made to be lighter. You've got more muscle mass than other players, and you need to use that muscle mass to your advantage. So for me, of course, I was a shooter. I took a lot of shots, but I'm also a hell of a lot heavier now. But you have to use that weight and strength to your advantage, which I did by driving the ball towards the rim numerous times because smaller, thinner guards were unable to guard me. Think about it. You have a 210-pound guy who has a good amount of muscle mass versus a 160-pound guy who's 2 inches shorter. You're going to be able to really move that defender around quite well if you're driving towards the rim. There's different moves, like in your last step you can, or your second last step, you can move a player out of your way with your elbow. In your 1 step, 2 step, you're up. So keep different moves like that, or use different moves like that to your advantage. And of course, never let anyone tell you that you cannot make it to the next level. Use that as your fire and your fuel to be able to make it to that next level. Anyways, I hope that this video has helped you understand the heights around basketball, the heights that you're probably going to need to reach. But again, never let anyone ever tell you that you're too short or you're too tall. Believe me, I read a story once that Yao Ming was told that he was too tall to make the NBA. He was 7'6". He was easily one of the top 15 centers of all time. So keep that in mind. I'll see you guys again in our next video. And of course, live streams every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time.